So it's been said that it's not the most strongest or intelligent who will survive, it's those who best manage change. In other words, those who best learn how to adapt. And right now in the world, there's a lot of change. Things are changing at a faster rate than I've ever seen, and probably you as well. So we can either suffer or we can adapt. And that's what today's episode is all about. So right now in the world, the biggest change is of course COVID-19 and everything that's come from it. I remember earlier on in this year, I was passing through Asia and I was in Hong Kong, and about that time, this was around February, everyone was wearing masks. And I remember when I showed up, I walked into my hotel and the first thing they did is they held that little thermometer up to my forehead and took my temperature. And I thought that this was a bit of a overreaction back then. But over the coming months, it seemed that other countries started to follow the same pattern. Now here in Costa Rica, about 6 weeks ago, if you wore a mask into the city or into the nearby town, people would look at you kind of a little bit strangely because not many people were doing it. But I was just in Harco today, the nearby town, and everyone is wearing a mask. You can't go into most stores. The entire town is in lockdown and they've got really strict. In fact, right about now, you can only drive one day of the week, Monday to Friday, depending on what number your number plate ends in. And then on weekends, it's either odd number plates on Saturday, even number plates on Sunday. And if they catch you driving on the wrong day, they will literally take away your license plate on the spot. You'll pay a fine, and then it takes weeks to get it back. Now, a few weeks ago, things were looking like they were about to improve. We were being told that international tourists could now fly into the country. But about a week before everything was about to open up, there was a small outbreak and everything went into full lockdown. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this story is because I was due to go to Harco today to film some apartments for this vlog, and it completely messed up our plans. We had to learn how to adapt. But things like that are happening all around the world right now, and people's livelihoods are being affected. Many people have been laid off. Here in Costa Rica, it's up to now over 20% unemployment. And the tourism industry, restaurants, hotels, it's basically shut down. So right now, a lot of people are having a very difficult time with the situation. Now, while all of this is going on, I've been trying to plan my first event here in a long time, and that's scheduled to start in October. Now, what they were telling us is that international flights would be able to come into the country from August 1st. We're now in July, so that's meant to be happening in a few weeks. But I've just learned that that's going to be delayed until September. That's not public yet, but someone said they know someone who is in the know and that's going to happen. And I definitely wouldn't be surprised. So right now, trying to launch a seminar company like I'm doing, this is about the worst time you could possibly do it. So what's the point of me sharing all of this with you? Well, right now there's more challenges that I'm facing and I know that you're facing in our lives. We're all being affected by this, and we really have two choices. Number one is we can just stay home and complain about how bad the situation is and how the economy is going backwards and how there's less opportunity now, or we can get creative. We can think, what's the solution? Because there's always a solution. So for example, for this seminar company that I'm going to be launching, I'm having to pivot right now. I had a whole schedule of events planned for 2021. I'm still going ahead with those, but selling tickets to seminars right now is a very tough sell because people are not really in a travel mindset at this particular point in time. So I'm having to be flexible, I'm having to change, I'm having to adapt, and I'm changing my direction. I'm still going to do the seminars, but I'm also going to have online courses and be launching an online training platform. So you might be one of those unfortunate people who've been really affected by this. You've lost your job, you've lost your primary source of income, and things are really tough for you. And I get it, being in the hospitality industry right now, this is not the right time in history to be in this particular industry. But we've got to learn how to adapt. We've got to learn how to embrace this change and use it to our advantage. So you can either be in the majority who sits there at home and complains about the situation, suffers from the situation, but doesn't do anything to adopt and find the solution, or you can be in that small percentage of people who innovate. You find a solution and somehow you use this situation to your advantage. And I know it's not easy, but if you think about it deeply enough and you get creative, there's always a way. So that's it from me today. If you want to find out more about my online training platform, reach out to me. I'll send you a link. You can watch a short video presentation. But otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow, and don't forget to subscribe. Speak soon.